Several years ago, we had a situation where one of our team members was trying to help her best friend extricate herself from a domestic violence situation. The husband went to that individual's place of employment, hotel down on I Drive, and shot and killed somebody, and looking for her, and showed up at our resort looking for our team member who was helping her friend. And we were very blessed that day on three fronts. Number one is the individual, our team member, was shot and wounded, but there was an emergency room nurse staying on property who happened to be in the lobby at that moment and was able to render first aid, probably saved her life. The second important thing was right next door is a world-class emergency room at Dr. Phillips Hospital, so she was transported quickly. But the third is the most interesting of all, is that at that moment, Harbor House was on site performing domestic violence training for our team members. And why that was important is because part of our domestic violence policy is getting counseling and training and support services when domestic violence situations occur. And it's very important that you not only think about how do you protect and separate the abused from the abuser, but how do you deal with the team members that surround them? And you can imagine this very popular team member who gets shot right outside the front of our resort, just coming to work that day. That rung through the entire organization, and having Harbor House there on site just turned to be somewhat fortuitous, an example of just one of the many benefits of working with this organization. We really give a lot of credit to our relationship with Harbor House to help us craft some industry-leading policies and procedures that allow us to educate our team members, make resources available to them, and most importantly, get the victims safe as quickly as possible and put them into whatever resources they need to get through that difficult journey. Most survivors, they live in silence. And that's why I always tell my leaders that whoever came up with the adage that it's not personal, it's business, obviously it hasn't worked in our industry. We're in the hospitality business, and it is personal. And you want to create that personal environment for your guests, but more importantly, you have to get to know your team members. Your leaders need to be having those conversations with them. And that's why we constantly reinforce our policies, like the domestic violence policies, through a global communication program. We have it in our break rooms, we have it on our TVs, our weekly newsletters. We constantly reinforce what resources we have available. Make sure that you realize that humans are not a resource. We don't have an HR department for that reason. They are people that need to be listened to, understood, encouraged, coached. But most importantly, make sure that you're listening to their needs and have the resources, because it's not a matter of if your team members are going to get affected by domestic violence, homelessness, or a variety of other issues. It's a matter of when. And your responsibility as a leader is to create a safe environment for your team members. And if you want to build a great culture and you want to build loyalty, make sure that you're listening and reacting to the needs of your team members.